Welcome today to a little short, fun get to know you episode. So, Lenka and I just thought, let's have a little bit of fun with this. Now, as our listeners and our viewers know, Lenka and I have known each other for a long time, but we might not know the answers to these really fun, basic get to know you questions. So, we thought, why not get to know each other with our beautiful audience? So, Lenka, welcome. Are you ready for a little bit of fun? Are you ready for some light-hearted get to know you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think this is a great way to get to know each other better. Because, yeah, we know a lot about our values and opinions and favorite books and beliefs. But I'm sure that there are some stuff that are, more personal, more random, that we really don't know about each other. So, yeah. Do you want to go ahead and fire away with first question?
Okay, I'll ask you the first question, and this is, I think, as basic as you can get. So, Lenka, what is your favorite food that you cannot live without?
So that's a very difficult question because I like food. I like experimenting with food. I like trying new foods and everything. So I always think of this question like if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And I'm like, I really don't know. And I'm a seasonal eater. So I tend to change how I eat in winter when it's cold versus how I eat in summer. I love seafood. I love seafood. So anything, it's a pasta with seafood. If it's, little fishes, if it's prawns, if it's mussels. So if I could say one favorite meal, I love calamari. Um, I would love some like nice salad with seafood. I think that would be a good one to go with. But yeah, overall, I love food overall, trying new flavors, trying new things, trying new cuisines. Definitely like a little bit of a spicy in there. We were talking about with the other guys that I'm meeting on the road that yeah, I have selection of my chili sauces and spicy sauces. And I do like to add a little bit of spice into my life as well. And I am unfortunately a big dessert person as well, so I have a bit of a sweet tooth. So, not having the option not to have dessert would be kind of hard.
Well, I was saying I'm with you when it comes to calamari, and I'm so pleased to be back in South Africa because you can't really go wrong with calamari in South Africa. And I've been having a lot of calamari since I've been back here. Whereas in the UK, it just was rubbery and did not taste nice. So, yes, calamari and the seafood in South Africa is amazing, like crayfish, king clip. So, Lenka, you need to come. You need to come. This is a place for food,
Well,
especially
once you have a
seafood.
place to host me, once there is somewhere to come, sure, I'm coming.
So yeah, I'm with you with seafood.
So, my first question to you would be, if your life right now had a theme song, what would it be?
Under Pressure by Queen. It's been full on. It's the pressure of settling in, the pressure of trying to find somewhere. So it's definitely Under Pressure by Queen. And I'm thinking that's the title song, but I know that just the main words are Under Pressure. So that would most probably be the theme song at the moment, with a bit of ABBA thrown in. ABBA songs fit with everything. So it doesn't matter. Maybe Dancing Queen. I do like Dancing Queen, but I think have a bit of Queen with Under Pressure and then some ABBA songs thrown in, and that's my life sorted.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, I will quickly just tell you my team song, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
because I find it hilarious. So, I'm currently in Italy, and I do like to learn the language. And one of the ways I really get immersed in the language is listening to music. So earlier this year, I went with on Spotify, and I was like, Italian songs, just like modern Italian songs, so I can just get some music. And the first song that came on was Espresso Macchiato from Johnny Cash, which is a Eurovision song from a guy from Estonia. I did not know that. I do not watch Eurovision. So I was like, espresso macchiato. Okay, sounds Italian, right? It is obviously Eurovision song, which means parody, high camp, but it's such a good vibe. And it's like, if you haven't heard the song, obviously it talks about coffee and it talks about lifestyle, about busy, but it's sung in English in an Italian accent with kind of an Italian mannerisms from a guy from Estonia. And it's just hilarious. And it feels like my life right now, just full of paradoxes. And it's a really good kind of a dance song, really silly text, and all of the Italian espresso in there. And it feels like my life is fueled by Italian espresso. It's very unpredictable and random and makes no sense. So this song feels very appropriate.
Sounds like a fun song.
If you haven't listened to it, please do. And if you can, put the YouTube video of his Eurovision performance. Please do. Just a warning, it is very addictive. Like, it is one of those songs like I will play on repeat and repeat, repeat because like the music is good, the lyrics is silly, simple, short, but yeah, it's good fun.
I will definitely make a plan to sit and watch it at least once to see what you're
Yeah.
talking about. But it
Yes.
sounds fun anyway, the way you're describing it.
Exactly. Just imagine, song about coffee, sung in English by a guy from Estonia with an Italian accent.
What could go wrong?
Well, they won Eurovision in his year, so
Okay, sounds good. Right, your next question. What is, and this is something that drives me up the wall when people ask me this question. So I'm going to ask it to you if you,
thank you.
so bear with me. What is your favorite color?
For a really long time used to be blue, and I'm still very much I love blue because it's the color of the sky, it's the color of the sea, but also yellow because it's the color of the sun and it's kind of brighter. So one color I will always somehow go to blue, but blue can be a bit too kind of a sad and cold. So I always like to balance it out and I will bring in yellow.
Sounds amazing. Sounds really nice when you picture the blue and the yellow. It's like the
Yeah.
sky and the sun, the ocean with the sun setting. It just
Yeah.
and there's so many different blues. Blue's not just
Exactly.
one. There's so
And
many different shades.
it's where, when I was first coming up with a brand for my business, it was multiple shades of blue. Because obviously, social media also, there is a color psychology behind the color of blue. Why Facebook is blue, why LinkedIn is blue, why Twitter was blue. So I started with that. But as I was rebranding, I brought few more other colors into the mix. So now my brand colors are very warm yellow, two shades of blue, very kind of a nice green and red. So kind of all the primary colors. But for me, always the representation is the sun in the sky, the blue sky and the blue sea, with the green earth of the trees and the nature around, and red for kind of the heart.
I love it. I love it. Sounds amazing. And I do get it. I mean, like I said, when people ask me that question, I'm like, really? Couldn't you come up with anything else? And I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna ask it just to be awkward. But I've been thinking, what is my favorite color as well? And I think this is what sort of made me want to ask it because I used to love pink. I loved pink for years and years and years. And then I went to purple and I loved purple for years. And right now, I don't have a favorite color. I find that it depends on a mood that I'm in, or sometimes I like bright colors, sometimes I just want calming colors. But I think if I gun to my head, life on the line, decide, thank you, Lenka, I love mauve and lilac. I really think the sort of that lighter shade of purple. And I used to see tulips in the UK. Some of them had this really powerful purple color, and I was like, that's it, that's it. So I think I'm still, but it's more the mauve and lilac as opposed to purple.
Yeah.
But But generally, I find that colors for me are very mood enhancing, or can cheer you up, or can make you feel better, or just as a comfort, or just when you want to be confident and going out. And one thing I have noticed is since being back in the UK, I really love bright colors. I really love the more vibrant colors. Whereas in when I was living in the UK, it was more sort of darker colors. So it's colors has been a very interesting journey for me. But I just wanted to ask that question.
And I don't mind. This is a question I really don't mind. I will be more on the shade of pastels. Again, and with colors, it depends, like, what are we talking about? Like, obviously, what is your favorite color? It's a very generic question. Are we talking more about clothing? And that's one thing. Are we talking about interior design? Are we talking about brand colors? Like, are we talking about hair colors? Like, then, and there's so many aspects of where color plays a role. Like, I do love eat the rainbow. Again, to your first question, I love so much colors on my plate. I love seeing all the colors of the rainbow on my plate. So, yeah, we could have a whole episode just talking about colors and, preferences and meaning and how they make us feel. But I want to bring in another of my questions, if I may. And my question is, what's a tiny thing that brings you disproportionate joy?
Oh, well, I think it's quiet when there's just quiet. And that could just be because I'm not getting a lot of it. But I also do really enjoy when I'm sorting something out and it's you got it looking good, or even when I'm sewing and I've been, working out a pattern or trying to work out how to do something, and I'm still learning, so I do have to watch the videos as I go along. But when I see that finished, and it's like, wow, I did this, I managed to do it without too many mistakes, without, it works, it functions. And that also does bring me joy, is when I've created something that I've not been sure I could do to start with, and then it's also going, when I sew, I can go into my own little bubble. And then when you're in your little bubble and you just get into the zone, that is such a beautiful thing that I really love. I loved it when I was back in the UK when it was just me and my husband, and I really value it now because I don't have that as often as I did. But just being in your own bubble, in your own space, the quiet, and just doing something that you just want to do, not something that you have to do, just doing something that's just a bit of fun. So back at you then, Lenka.
So I think my question will be quite obvious for anyone who knows me even a little bit. And it is my cat. It's like every single day he brings me so much joy and he brings other people around me so much joy. No matter where I go, like now being in Italy and seeing, I was talking about it the other day that I do get catcalled a lot, but not the catcalling you're thinking. I do get called meow meow, meow meow, psst, 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 kitty kitty kitty. There's always someone calling my cat and want to talk to the cat and want to play with the cat. And yeah, when we jumped on this call, he was cuddling on my lap, kind of making it hard for me to work. In the evening, we cuddle, he is funny and hilarious and silly and sweet. And yeah, I can't imagine doing van life without him. It is like such a big part of me loving this lifestyle. It is him. So yeah, the answer is pretty obvious for anyone who has met me and seen me and spoke with me in the recent years. Cat is my personality now.
I get it. I get, especially with animals, and something that we've lost our dogs, and through old age, and we didn't think we would want to have animals again, but we really do miss having animals, and we've given ourselves this time to heal. So I really do get,
Mm.
animals just bring that something special into your life. And I love seeing your cat on video, and when we chat and he sits on your lap and his tail goes, I love seeing him. So yes, I did think you would come up with that one. So my final one, and this is one that I think you've experienced different types of hemispheres because you've been in the southern hemisphere, you live in the northern hemisphere. What is your favorite season?
It's an interesting question. So I'm definitely more of a summer baby, spring and summer. Um, I can handle surprisingly, of course, being from Czech Republic, I can handle cold really well. I don't mind a cold. Yeah, every time, you know about it, people know about it. I love a good cold plunge. People look at me all crazy. Like cold showers don't bother me at all. Cold weather doesn't bother me at all. Like I will still wear the same shoes, leggings, and hoodie in minus 10 degrees when it's snowing. It's fine. But sunshine. I need sunshine. I need ideally longer days. And I love when the world around me is alive. That's where I would not say the peak of summer, but it's more the kind of warmer spring where everything is blooming. And, you can smell the grass, you can see the flowers. There is the sunshine, there is the warmth and the life around, rather than the scorching hot summer where everything is burnt to crisp.
Well, you don't want to be here then. It's scorching hot and things are not quite burnt to crisp, but getting there. So
Yeah, I can handle the heat as well, but yeah, if I had to pick like one season to live in for the rest of my life, I do like the variety. I understand we need the cycles of nature, but that would be the kind of end of spring, early summer where it's nice and warm and sunny and everything is alive and buzzing with, and first fruit is ripening. You have the fresh apples and strawberries and the early signs of anything like growing, and you can pick your dinner from anywhere you go. So yeah, I think that would be mine. And yours will be presumably summer because you wanted to move to South Africa?
no, it's autumn. I love
Aw.
the autumn. I That's something I'm really gonna miss is the autumn. I must admit, last year I did not enjoy the autumn, but I think it was because I knew we were moving and I wasn't very settled. But and I also think it's because I grew up here in South Africa. In South Africa, you don't really get a spring and autumn. You have winter and summer, and
Mhm.
maybe a week of spring and a week of autumn, but you don't get those leaves changing, the colors, those vibrant reds and browns and yellows and oranges that you get in the autumn, where the leaves are changing, where the mushrooms are coming out, and you can see toadstools all over the place. And there's this, the squirrels are gathering their nuts, and it's just such a, I don't know, calming time. It's almost like, okay, we've had the vibrance of summer and the earth is settling. The earth is getting ready to hibernate. And I really did love the autumns when I was in the UK. And that is one thing that I am going to miss because you still had beautiful warm days. They weren't too short,
Mhm.
but you could feel it's like getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
It has that routine. You're getting ready to have your good night's sleep, hopefully, and you just, getting into your cozy pajamas and maybe having a hot chocolate. That's how it feels for me. So I really love the autumn. Not a fan of the summer. I love the fresh fruit and the vibrancy, but it's the heat. The heat for me, I never really enjoyed it when I lived here growing up. Of course, I lived in a swimming pool, so it was different and you're younger,
Mhm.
but I love the autumn. So I'm gonna miss the autumn.
Yeah. And autumn, you also have, again, talking about summer, summer often can be a bit more plain because everything's like scorched and dried and everything. And in autumn, you then have the beautiful foliage coming in, you have the colors popping up again. Again, it's still often warm and sunny enough, but it's not extreme. So I do get it. Autumn is a beautiful season.
So hit me with your last question.
Okay, so the last one is interesting, and I don't know what answer you're gonna get, but what fictional character do you relate to the most, or do you feel you are most like? Is there any kind of a character from books and movies and TV series, any kind of a fictional character that you're like, you know what, I really feel like I'm her?
No, but I do have a character who I aspire to be,
Okay.
and that is Granny Weatherwax. She is from a character from a Terry Pratchett book on Discworld. So anybody who's read Terry Pratchett and has read the Discworld series, you know Granny Weatherwax. She is cantankerous. She is brilliant. She is an amazing witch. She's a witch, and she runs the Ram Tops area like you won't believe. Everybody is scared of her, but she's very fair, and she will go out of her way to help. But she'll be cantankerous while she's doing it because she doesn't like to be thought of as a nice person. She likes people to be scared of her, and I just think she's so amazing because she uses her powers for good, and everybody goes to her for help. They will ask her, um they will try not to ask her for help, but she will help them anyway. And I just think she's great. She walks around with hobnail boots and she just, even the forest,
Mhm.
sort of bow down to her when she goes. And I just think she is such an amazing character that I would love some of her qualities. She's not a people pleaser at all. And this is something that I am trying to work through and deal with. And I just think if I could just, you know, be a little bit of Granny Weatherwax, then I won't want to people please so much. But
Mhm.
she's fair, and she's got a huge amount of talent, which she just likes to help people. So I really love her. I love reading her stories, and I just think, sometimes I need a little bit of Granny Weatherwax in me to just do what I need to do without pleasing other people. So that would be my answer. So who's yours?
I think it's similar in a way, more of an aspiration, like where I'm drawing inspiration from, and where I'm kind of like, there are certain traits and things that I either see in myself and I would like to work on, or other people comment and see in me, and I'm like, okay, fair enough. I think for me, it would be Lara Croft, kind of a badass, kind of a adventurer, a bit rugged, kind of capable of handling herself, living in the forest, kind of maybe less murderous, but can protect herself, has a loyal sidekick, loves being out in nature, doing side quests, and obviously very trusting her instinct, doesn't need to be rescued, kind of creating her own map, uh, or kind of the subtle version of that kind of younger version would be maybe someone like Moana, when Moana grows up and she's an adult, kind of called by something bigger to sail the oceans, to drawn to the horizon, to the next chapter, to something bigger. Again, trusting instincts over comfort. Um, yeah, I think these kind of a fierce, kind of a thinkers, people who, yeah, characters who, broke the mold and they live independently and they really wanted to break the shackles of society and norm and expectation and just be independent and do it their own way and, yeah, live in the forest, in the ocean, or be capable of just surviving in nature. I think those two are kind of calling me.
You have taken me totally by surprise because I couldn't even have anticipated that type of answer. I'm trying to picture you as the female version of Indiana Jones, Lara Croft. I get it. It's the adventure, like you said, the adventure, the history. I get Lara Croft. I do. And yeah, I'm sitting there going, huh? Now that you've taken me by surprise. So well done, Lenka. How long have we known each other?
See? Learning something new every single day. But what I also loved about this conversation for us is how often we came back to food. How
Oh,
even though you
we
kind
love
of
our food.
you fired with it, how naturally every question we almost managed to find a way of like, but if we're talking about food, or in this context, food, so we do know each other well in the terms of like we both love and enjoy and appreciate good food. So that's a good reminder that that's something we have already connected on so many times, and I can't wait to come and visit in South Africa and have some good seafood, get some good calamari, and enjoy the food and scenery that South Africa has to offer. One day soon.
And there will always be space for you.
Well, this has been a fun chat. I really hope that you have enjoyed listening to our questioning as much as we have enjoyed getting to know each other a little better. And if you want to play along, then pop your answers down in the chat. Let us know, what is your favorite food? What is your favorite color? Which fictional character do you identify with or aspire to be? What is the little thing that really brings you so much joy in your life? Or if you have any fun questions for us that you would like us to answer in future episodes, let us know as well. But until then, thank you so much for being here, for listening, and see you soon. Bye.